So this is going to be a review, commentary, whatever you want to call it, of Brockhampton's performance on Jimmy Fallon. First, we get the intro from Jimmy, where he says that it'll be their late-night TV debut, which honestly shocked me for a second. I've been following the boys for so long, and with their rise to fame, it just kind of seems like they should have already done this. They've done so many festivals and so many tour dates that I just kind of forgot that they didn't already do one of these performances last year. The title of the song they perform is Tonya. If I had to guess, it would be for Tonya Harding, the infamous figure skater. There was the biopic I, Tonya that came out last year, and there's an interesting connection between their current status of fame and Tonya's during the early 90s. The song is mostly about struggling with the ideas of fame and feeling like a puppet of some kind for everyone else's enjoyment. When you're there to entertain everybody, they love you, but as soon as they decide that they're not into it anymore, you don't matter. Then we get the information that we're getting an album called The Best Year of Our Lives. One would imagine that Puppy had to be completely scrapped after the Amir situation. I'm sure he had verses on most of the songs, so instead of trying to work around that, maybe they just started over. And it would make sense to want to start over. With any controversy, you would want a completely fresh start, so Amir and the Amir controversy probably tainted the Puppy album for them and the general public. And we know that the boys of Brockhampton can work quickly and efficiently. They made 3 incredible albums last year, so again, I'm going to restate my point from recent videos that I don't see why the new album couldn't be even better than the Saturation Trilogy. They've all grown as artists and musicians, and they fought through some hard times, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, you know? So immediately we can see that the boys have company on stage. Jasmine Sullivan on the left is an R&B singer-songwriter who's been working since around 2008. Ryan Beatty in the middle is a common Brockhampton collaborator who's featured on songs like Bleach and Queer. And then Serpent with Feet is somebody who I was really happy to see. He's an experimental pop artist with an incredible voice who often deals with dance and electronic music. Just to speak on the setup, everything including the album cover that Jimmy showed looks pretty dreamlike. The name The Best Year of Our Lives fits pretty well with that idea too. Sort of a Cloud 9, almost unreal feeling. The colors and aesthetic of the video of the boys playing in the water looks like something out of a daydream. It's very, very cool, but oddly somewhat ominous to me. It almost feels like something that's too good to be true. Then we get to the performance. We open with a Bareface intro, which, if you know me, a Bareface feature will automatically make the song go up 10 points in my book. He can turn an average Brockhampton song into a great track, in my opinion. His vocals are really on point here, which I was super proud of. You have to remember the fact that this is their first late night performance ever. That's a huge deal. Then you add on the pressure of it being their first performance since all the drama, and I can't imagine what was going through their heads in this moment. The fact that their vocals are on point is so cool to me. Bareface sings about not picking up the phone because he's afraid to disappoint. That's a very relatable idea that I think is put in a really clever way. It's the sort of anxiety-induced thing where you want to be the better person and talk to them, but you don't want to disappoint them, so you don't talk to them, which is clearly more disappointing than anything. Then we get a super soulful, rich chorus from Jasmine Sullivan. I know many of you are probably Brockhampton purists and don't want to see them collaborate with people, but I'm really excited about this new chapter. I think it'll help them with their growth. They can reach out and do things that they would have never been able to do. We go back to Bareface for a verse with a nice little effect on the mic, which again, I always love the little distortions that the boys throw into songs. This is where things started to get even more emotional for me. Everything up until this point already had me feeling a lot of different emotions. They were doing so well, everything sounded great, and then Bareface's verse really tells you what kind of song this is gonna be. In my opinion, this is an all-time Brockhampton great song. I know it just came out and we haven't even heard the full version yet, but here's the thing. This is arguably the deepest song in the band's history. It's milk levels of emotion and heart. With all the recent drama, we can see it etched into everybody's lyrics. It's so somber and regretful and wishing to start over, and they're vulnerable, and it makes for a fantastic song. We get a chorus from all 3 of the featured performers, and they all sound great. Again, we're touching on feelings of how they don't matter anymore. Then we get Kevin's verse, and we start to dig even deeper. The lyrics that really stick out are, "I've been in my feelings on an island in the dirt. I feel like my brothers lie just so my feelings don't get hurt." This, at least to me, seems like it's about Amir. In the official statement Brockhampton released when they kicked him out of the group, it referenced that they were lied to. This is some really deep stuff from Kevin. And then we pretty much get a confirmation that the song is referencing Tonya Harding with the lines, "My ghosts still haunt you, my life is I, Tonya." Basically, Tonya Harding had an incredible and quick rise to fame, and then lost everything as soon as she got there because of a scandal involving abuse. Sound familiar? We get a bridge from Joba, who did a great job on the piano by the way, and he sounds fantastic. Again, we're talking about feelings of being wronged, going back in time, and the recurring theme of what the word nothing means. They all feel like nothing, which means that they feel worthless, but then there's a line about, hey, maybe it all means nothing, which is going back on those previous feelings. There's a complex war of emotions going on in everybody's heads. We get a verse from Dom, who I think is probably the most consistent member of the group. He reminds me of rappers like Pusha T or J-Rock, in the fact that you'll be wowed sometimes, and you'll never get a bad verse. Everything is always, at the very least, good. His verse goes deep into family, which is a very important topic to him specifically. He's talked about family in a lot of his verses, and he tweets a lot about personal moments with family members. Then we get to Merlin, who delivers yet another vulnerable verse. For him, we've seen a lot of talk about family and his profession as a musician. Going to school and finding a great job is something that was always being said by his family, but he wanted to work creatively. Now with all the latest drama, he's hoping that his decision is gonna pay off. We get another chorus from the featured artist, and while we don't get an actual verse from Matt, we at least get to hear him, and while he only has a couple of lines repeating and screaming the words "I don't matter," I still felt his presence a lot. While a verse would have been nice, what he did definitely sufficed, for me at least. Overall, I think this song and performance were incredible. The boys have channeled all of the emotions they felt recently into such a deep, intense song. Everyone's spilling their hearts out. They all sounded great, the features were amazing. I can't wait to see who else worked on the album, and I'm personally really happy with the direction it seems that they're going in. Obviously, not every song is going to be like this, but this dreamlike atmosphere where everything seems a little bit too good to be true, while it is pretty sad, makes for great art, and I'm really proud of them. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. Remember to like and subscribe if you want more videos like this. If you want to follow my social media, the links are down below. You can also donate to my Patreon, help the show, and get some cool rewards if you click the link on the screen. And I sell merch at tpublic.com/user/alphomedia. Thanks for watching, and always forward.